Michael and Kate. They're a couple who seem to have it all. They're young, in love, and about to get filthy rich. They've been chosen for a bizarre social experiment, and when they step into this giant white box, they are absolutely buzzing. They find a button on the wall.
Welcome, Catherine Frith and Michael Walsh. You have been chosen to spend 50 days in the Immaculate Room.
And just like that, the door seals. The game is on. $5 million. The rules are simple. Stay for 50 days, you get the whole prize. If one person leaves, the prize drops to $1 million for the person who stays. Their initial reaction is pure joy. Michael, an artist and ever the romantic, starts dreaming out loud. He's gonna fund the Red Cross, build schools in Zimbabwe, rent a private island, and even smoke a joint with Elon Musk in space. Kate, however, is more practical. She thinks they should invest the money. But it only takes 2 days for the novelty to die. Michael is already so bored he's caressing the walls. He realizes time in this place moves at a crawl. Meanwhile, Kate is a picture of Zen, meditating her boredom away. But Michael can't stand it. The endless white is a crushing, oppressive void, and he finds himself just staring at the clock. 2 minutes have passed. It feels like an eternity. The more you watch the clock, the slower it's gonna go. Every morning, she psyches herself up in the mirror with affirmations, which is probably the only reason she's holding it together better than him. She even invents little games to pass the time, and her efforts work. For a while. They actually manage to survive 27 days. And then, the company makes its first move. Michael finds a bug on the floor. In the outside world, you'd step on it. In here, it's the most exciting thing they've seen in a month. It's a pet, a friend, a distraction. He even names it. Worried it'll starve, he tries to give it some of their food paste, but the all-knowing voice of the room chimes in.
Food is only for contestant consumption.
Michael backs down, but he can't let the bug die here. He begs the silent cameras to open the door just so he can set it free. But of course, no one's listening. So he decides to press the button himself. And that's when Kate loses it. Pressing that button means failure. It means their prize gets slashed. He calls her heartless. She calls him a sanctimonious bleeding heart. They erupt into their first truly nasty fight. And, in the chaos, Kate's foot comes down. The bug is dead. And here's the kicker. That bug wasn't an accident. The company put it there. They knew their personalities, and they knew this tiny creature was the perfect tool to drive the first wedge between them. And it worked perfectly. Michael can't stand the suffocating boredom anymore. He decides to use a treat, a feature of the game where each person gets 2 chances. You deduct a portion of the prize money to get an item. The first one costs $100,000. The second, $250,000. Kate is furious, but she knows she can't stop him. So, what does Michael get for $100,000? A single green crayon. But to him, it's everything. He's an artist, remember? Suddenly, this white prison is his canvas. He starts scrawling furiously on the walls, unleashing a month's worth of pent-up frustration and creativity. Kate, seeing him so happy, has a moment of clarity. Maybe their relationship is more important than the money. She offers to pose for him, a portrait. But he just half-heartedly scribbles a few lines, not interested. Annoyed, she walks away. But the second she's gone, he perfectly draws her eyes, her nose. His masterpiece is finished, but he feels emptier than ever. Only 20 days left. They tell themselves they're almost there. With a potential $4.9 million on the line, what can't they forgive? But the company is just getting started. Their next humane gesture? The screen in the room lights up, a video message from a family member. Michael receives a message from his sister, who is practically mocking him and blaming Kate for getting him into this mess. It was, to say the least, awkward. Then it's Kate's turn. Her father appears on the screen, his face haggard, humming a lullaby she heard in her childhood. He's living in a homeless shelter and hopes to see Kate again. The moment she sees his face, she recoils in horror. This man is the source of all her trauma. An alcoholic who abused her and her mother, who drank away their home and her future. They haven't seen each other in years. All that childhood pain comes rushing back, and she completely shatters. She stays in bed for days, not eating, lost in the shadows of her past. When she finally drags herself to the bathroom, she finds the company's next gift waiting for her. A handgun. Both she and Michael know exactly what this is. It's a test. A sick, twisted question. In a battle between humanity and money, what are you capable of? In a fit of rage, Kate kicks the gun under the bed. 19 days to go. The finish line is in sight, but the pressure is becoming unbearable. Even Kate's zen attitude is cracking. They're so desperate for stimulation, they start reading the laundry tags on their clothes like novels. Michael can't take it anymore. He announces he's using the second treat. And this time, to his surprise, Kate just agrees. He gives the command, and a secret door slides open. A woman walks in. Michael is stunned. Maybe $250,000 wasn't such a bad deal after all. Kate walks out of the bathroom, and Michael scrambles to explain he had no idea they'd send in a person. Kate forces a smile, but she knows exactly what's happening. The company is deliberately turning up the heat. The actress, Simone, claims she was hired for a month-long improvisational performance. She has absolutely no idea what this experiment is actually about. The next morning, she wakes up to find Michael and Simone chatting and laughing like old friends. He's more animated with this stranger than he's been with her for weeks. That's it. She's had enough. She decides to buy her own treat, hoping the system sends in a handsome man to make Michael jealous. But instead, she gets a small box. Inside, pills. Ecstasy. All three of them take one. The room explodes into a frantic, drugged-out dance party. But then, the high takes a nosedive. Michael starts hallucinating. He sees his little brother drowning all over again, a nightmare he's been running from his whole life. He's screaming, terrified, trying to escape the room. It takes both women to hold him down and bring him back from the brink. Later that night, he confides in Simone about his brother. She's sympathetic, comforting him, taking his hand. But the sound wakes Kate up. She sees them, hand in hand in the dark, and she explodes. She calls Simone a home-wrecking stripper. Simone fires back that Kate and Michael are a terrible match. The gloves are off. The next morning, Simone is gone. But she left a message on the wall. Kate doesn't believe Michael's frantic denials that the company wrote it to screw with them. In her mind, the fact that Simone looked a lot like his ex is all the proof she needs. This is the ultimate betrayal. Blind with fury, she shoves him. He stumbles, cracking his head against the wall corner. For a second, she panics. But as Michael lies bleeding, saying he needs a doctor, her first thought is, the money. We have to stay. You'll be fine. We're almost at 50 days. And in that moment, Michael finally sees it. This isn't a game anymore. It's a test of humanity, and his girlfriend has failed spectacularly. She's so lost in her obsession with the money that she would let him die right here. He realizes nothing is more important than getting out alive. He staggers towards the button, ignoring her pleas. And then she pulls out the gun. She aims it at him. But he just looks at her, his eyes full of pity. "Don't let the money blind you," he says. "You're a person. What's really important?" And with that, he turns his back on her and leaves. In the end, Kate couldn't bring herself to pull the trigger. She just watches him go. She's now alone, with 16 days left to get her $1 million. But without Michael, her life becomes a mess. She's tortured by her choice for 14 agonizing days. With just 2 days to go, she sees the message Michael left on the wall, and it all comes crashing down. She remembers how they met, what they had. She finally understands. She walks to the door and places her hand on the red button. 5 years pass. They run into each other, they apologize, they're civil. He asks her if she ever made it to the end, if she got the money. She never answers. But in the final scene, we see a brand new kitchen at a homeless shelter, funded by an anonymous donor. And in the Immaculate Room, the door seals on a new couple, their faces full of the same stupid hope Michael and Kate once had, ready for their own turn in the white-hot crucible. The Immaculate Room is a nasty, cynical look at how easily love and humanity can be corrupted by greed and trauma. It serves as one hell of a warning. Be careful what you wish for, because the price is always higher than you think.